Hey guys, what is going on? So we are here with some PSO2, going kind of over the Waker class. How's everyone doing? Yeah, I've recorded this a couple of times, and I always messed it up in some way, one way or another. So we're just gonna kind of do one clean cut. Um, it's not too complicated of a class. It's much easier than I thought it was. We're in the Trainia. I see no reason why just to hit a golden box. I thought, why not just go hit something, just to kind of showcase it a little bit better for you guys. Yeah. Hopefully we don't mess this take up. Let's go over one of the some of the class information first before we actually go into combat. So basically, you have a lot of these skills. So in your skill tree, I know it's kind of confusing looking at it in the list, but in your skill tree, just grab everything, like put 1 point into everything on below, and then you can decide what else you want to put points into on the top. I chose to put 10 points into this skill, which basically the class is about when you fall low HP, you get decreased damage taken depending on the situation, and you have a chance to get your health back, as well as when you cast a rest assign, it's a heal over time, which means you have to heal less because you're healing kind of more, not in a burst. So if you get hit twice, you're kind of healing over time. It lasts about 10 seconds. It's super nice. I like it a lot. Definitely a really good subclass to have based on the healing alone, if that's what you want to go for. And this class is actually not bad to subclass. The only problem is you don't get your parry skills. Really upsetting to me. Yeah, you guys can look at the skill tree. Basically, a little confusing, like I said, but you just put 1 point into everything. It's not that big of a deal. You know, you got skills that kind of synchronize. This skill allows you to mark enemies. Or no, the skill allows you to fill the gauge. This skill is your main bread and butter for doing damage. Basically, why you're playing the class in the first place is just due to this skill. Filling this bar, as well as this bar, for Marmello is also really important. But yeah, just like I said, put 1 point in everything. Like, you can just read the skill and see what they do. Anyways, let's get into the combat. Basically, you have 4 different skills. So we get rid of the chat box here. You have Wolfen. You have I believe it's called Wolfen's Raid, which is a combo attack if you hold it down. If you tap it, do an uppercut. It's your get in skill. It launches you towards an enemy, the closest enemy in your vicinity. No. Use this only when you want to get in. Don't just press the skill like it's your melee skill that you want to use for anything else. It's not used for that. Then you have the slam. If you just tap the skill, and every time you hold the skill a little bit more, it uses like 10 extra PP to do another action. So if you hold the skill, you get 10 extra PP. You have to hold it until till you blink, and then you have this aura around you. And if you let go, it does a massive amount of damage, and it marks the enemy. And the mark basically allows you to fill your gauge faster if you ignite it. So you mark an enemy, you hold left click, or whatever you're using, square, whatever. You hold the button, it explodes the mark if you hold it down. So if you don't want to explode it, just tap and use your skills. Unless you hold it down, it won't go away. That mark does make enemies take more damage, so you kind of want to leave a mark on the enemy. Which again is really easy to do if you just use Wolfen. Otherwise, just keep attacking the enemy, and the mark will appear, pretty much no matter what you're doing. And the mark is either one of 2 colors, red or bluish purple, depending on the mark you have, or the last PA you use. So if you use Fredrin last, you basically get an increased in gauge gain, which you can see up below. You have to fill a gauge. And then if you use Wolfen, it increases that gauge. And the third gauge is a parry. When you parry, or parry an attack, you get Marmello stack. 2 stacks is max damage. 1 stack is not half, 25% of the damage, honestly. So you want to use it at 2 stacks pretty much every time. You might want to save it for downs. It's pretty easy to gain stacks depending on the enemies you're fighting, especially if you're soloing something. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me get into it. I'm not going to kill this thing probably. I'm too weak, but yeah, we're just going to do a brief overview of the skills. So let's start with Wolfen, show you the skills. So if I wanted to use the get in skill, hit, uppercut, press it, hold it, it's a combo attack, which launches you back. Again, you need extra TP. Then there's the mark, you ignite it, you see you get the, oh, this is pure red. Usually it's like bluish purple, I don't know why. But yeah, usually you get the mark, and then it helps you, even if I use the other skills. Oh, I died. Wow. Holy, okay. Holy, whoa. That was embarrassing. Okay. Maybe I should have went to the rank 1 I kept killing it in the rank 1, which is why I need to level 60. Yeah. You use Wolfen, and then even if I have the mark, so let me show you. This will always apply a mark. There's a lot of damage. Applies a mark. Float it. Get the red mark. And even if I use Fredrin, other one, you can see the bar on the bottom is filling even for the red. When you use a ranged skill or use Fredrin, it only fills the blue unless you have the marker there. Like I said, this is your way kind of to make sure the marker on the enemy to do more damage. And then, like I said, if you don't explode it, it won't actually... I don't know if you just let it time out. Apply to you. I usually just hold down the button anyways. So get it right away. You can apply it immediately. And then if you want to get Fredrin mark, you just have to hold it down. It overrides it. So, there you go. That's your tech. Hold it down. The only, when you tap it, you don't get a mark on the enemy. But if you do spam a skill, the mark will appear on the enemy. Yeah, the Fredrin skill, fly forever. It's super nice. Keep flying. You actually glide down too. If you're on a mountain, you can glide down slowly, kind of like you're hovering. You throw it, it does a mass amount of damage. It's just really fun. They did this skill right, in my opinion. And then you tap it for single target range damage. Fredrin riding. Kind of tap it. And it just kind of pinpoints a certain area, and you do a lot of damage. And then the other skill is an AoE skill. Tap it to throw out a blast. Most of the time you want to hold it to do an extra hit. That second hit is what your AoE is. If you feel like you're not AoEing, that means you're not holding it. It is a ginormous AoE. It's really good, actually. I think it's a really good mobbing class, just for that. If you subclass it, you can just spam that skill. Super nice. For AoE, like, I might just subclass Waker just for that. Plus the rest assign. Super nice. And yeah, like I said, so your goal is to just make sure you have a mark on the enemy, detonate a mark when you need one, get extra gain if you need it. Then, whenever your gauge is at 2, definitely cast 1, unless you're about to make the enemy down. This does a lot of damage. It has a weird hitbox. You might need to lock on for it. It doesn't have that much range. And you see there where I just parried? There's actually a skill called Hot Marmamello Parry, right? And when you press that, the skill is consumed. You can actually use that during a PA. That's one of your main mechanics. You can differentiate a good Waker from a bad Waker. So if I'm just casting a PA and I press the skill, I can block an attack. It goes on a cooldown. If you miss, I believe the cooldown is less. You can block an attack, apparently. Or I did it wrong. I don't know. But I have to wait for the cooldown. I don't know. There's a way for the skill to get reduced. I think if you dodge attacks too. You can also just use the normal block. Don't hold it down though, because then if you have one stack, you'll throw Marmello. You can just keep blocking with one. But this is really good to use during the PA to block an attack. And when Marmello is full, just like this, kind of use a joint attack. You actually throw these, and they do a lot of damage. This is your highest damage skill. I'm pretty sure that's your highest damage skill. So super nice. Let's see if we can get the photon art here before we end the video. I know this is kind of a bad explanation, but basically, like I said, your goal, just use whatever attack you see fit. I like this as a main form of range damage. Sometimes I'll just hold it down just to get on the mount because it's fun, and then throw it out, which does a lot of damage. If you're trying to dodge an attack, not good for dodging, but to get away from the enemy for a sec, really good as a kind of get in. And then other than that, I like to use the combo attack randomly, and then use Marmello parry when I'm doing the combo attack. Don't have the parry up. Use the norm block. Otherwise, keep casting this. And then if you have 2 stacks of Marmello, you can throw it out 1. Like I said, does way less damage. Not really that worth, to be honest. Yeah, that's pretty much how the class works. Like I said, this isn't really an extensive guide, just more of an overview. And basically what I personally did leveling up. I might go more in depth on the class later on. If I do like an EQ type thing, we'll see. Yeah, that's pretty much how the class works. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Sorry, again, not really. Let me get the PA real quick. Not really an extensive guide, like I said. And PA is pretty cool. You shoot like a little beam, then Marmello off, I think. You couldn't even... I sidestep a lot too, which is my problem. But the blocking an attack during PA is really nice, actually. Like, I replaced my normal block skill with that. But now I actually have to press a different button to block than my greatsword, which is pretty orienting. But it's a really, really nice skill. It literally means you can just keep attacking, depending on how many hits the enemy has. I messed them up. So bad at parrying right now. Also not used to playing weaker, so the skill animations are messing me up. So I didn't have it. See, I didn't have it there, so I got slapped. But using those skills is very committing, so you block with that. He didn't even hit me. Kind of hard to parry in the air, I feel like, after a PA too. Which is why having that block where you can use it during a PA is definitely necessary. But again, most of the time you won't have aggro like this, so it's not going to be this insane. You're not going to be some block master with the Carmelo parry. Yeah, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Look at how cute this guy is. Yeah, I'm going to try to make this a thumbnail. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. That's pretty much it for me. General overview. Might go more in depth later on. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.